Ever wonder how brands go from simple t-shirts into entire lifestyle movements? Take for example the Hundreds. What started as a t-shirt brand became synonymous with street culture, and they expanded beyond just apparel to include a lot of different accessories. And in this video, we're going to be diving into how your brand could take a similar approach and expand beyond just apparel and dive into product lines such as photo books and posters that could resonate with your customers. More importantly, we're going to be showing you guys how you could do this on a budget and how it can impact your brand to become a cultural phenomenon within your niche. Now, for those of you who maybe seen the Hundreds but don't know its origins, I think it's important for us to start about how they began and how they grew in the market. You see, the Hundreds was founded by Bobby Hundreds over 20 years ago in the early 2000s. He started it as a t-shirt brand inspired by the LA street culture and skateboarding. But over the years, they built a massive brand equity by branching out into photo books, posters, NFTs, and other collectibles. Now, this brand doesn't just make products, it created a culture and a community that deeply connects with it. So if you're watching this, you may be wondering, can you do this on a budget? And the short answer to that is yes. And we'll be sharing tools such as Gelato that makes it possible to expand beyond apparel to include wall art and many other accessories that they use too. Now, before expanding beyond your staple products, you gotta have a reason to do so. Let's take, for example, the Hundreds. They launched something called the Hundreds Chronicles. They started by documenting the street culture in early 2006. And by doing so, they created a following and a movement around people wanting to know the behind the scenes and what was going on in LA, what was going on in streetwear and skate culture. They started to curate a community. And by doing so, they were able to start to document it online, and they were able to create products such as photo books and posters and magazines that would essentially be distributed to their audience. Now, this was revolutionary for its time, but today with social media as well as email newsletters, you have the ability to not just sell a product, but to build a community around an interest that's related to your niche. Take for example, fitness. If you have a fitness brand, you should be diving into a topic that's really related to that niche. By being able to dive into that, you can speak from a very passionate level. You can send out email campaigns, you can create reels around it, you can do interviews around it. By you doing that, you're creating content, but you're also creating a connection with your audience. So the key here is to have a reason to expand into a new product line. You don't want to just randomly put up a poster and have people start buying it. It's got to resonate with a key customer of your audience. Now, everything we just mentioned sets the foundation for your brand's long-term success. And a lot of times people don't want to put in the work, but that truly is the difference between somebody that's just doing this as a hobby to somebody that's taking it seriously and building a brand. Now, with this information, you now have the ability to start designing for other products. And let's take, for example, posters. If you're going to be diving into posters, one of the important things to know is that this is more of a large format printing. Depending on the poster size that you select, you need to have graphics that are high resolution so the quality really shows through on the end product. Back in the day when the Hundreds was doing this, they had to literally mass produce everything. They had to mass produce their posters, mass produce their photo books, mass produce every product that they got into. But technology today has caught up in a way where you can literally print one thing at a time. And this is really where Gelato shines, as they have partner facilities all over the world that specialize in photo printing, photo books, wall art, and a bunch of other accessories in addition to apparel. So right now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna just quickly show you guys a design that we created to illustrate how you can go from a t-shirt to a poster and the importance of how you need to connect your brand beyond each product. Now, the key here is that you want to make sure that whatever product you're designing has a throughput on the logo, on the signature colors. Everything that you design needs to look like it's part of a collection or a part of the same family. This poster here is actually the poster that we designed for this example, and is also part of the Discipline brand that we're pushing out there. For this poster, it was a definition of discipline that we kind of compiled across the internet. And it's that discipline is the purest form of self-love. It's choosing what you want most over what you want now. Staying true to your dreams, even on the hardest day, because the future depends on the promises that you keep today. Now, this was a definition of discipline that we compiled, and the idea behind this is that when somebody reads this, when it's up on the site, when they see it in their living room or in their bedroom or maybe in their office, they stay committed to the goal at hand, and they continue to push forward and live that disciplined lifestyle. Now, this is important to know here, guys, because whatever you create beyond just apparel needs to have a deeply rooted message. And by creating designs such as this, it can really resonate with a larger audience, but more importantly, it can resonate with your core audience who's going to be evangelizers of your brand. Because every brand needs evangelization. And evangelization means that one person that will tell 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people about your brand because they're so deeply connected to it. And it is the difference between selling a design and selling a brand. And that's truly what every brand needs and wants. And it's very hard to do sometimes, but the brands that are able to do it, you could see that they have this trickle effect of just millions of views on content, millions of views on what they're doing. Anybody who's pulling this off is doing it on a very high level, but it begins by being thoughtful about what you design and the products that you allow your customers to buy from you. Now, posters are one way to expand beyond just apparel. The next is photo books. And when you say photo books, you may be thinking it's like weddings and some like family gatherings, but some of the biggest brands in the world have created a collection of photo books that have become staples in their brand to their audience. Think about a photo book more of like a coffee table book. It's something that creates a statement piece in somebody's home. Because whenever you go to somebody's home, you'll see that they have different books and you'll see different things on display. And those books are essentially a statement that they're giving to whoever's coming over. It's like, yo, this is what I'm about. So if your brand can create a photo book that really documents a lifestyle and adds value to your audience, those photo books may only be limited edition items, but they'll be treasured by those people that you evangelize. And if you foresee your brand being something that will withstand just a few years and go to decades or even more and pass it on to your family, these are things that you need to start considering earlier on as you start to really build a community. Now, in order for you to do this as your own brand, you could design it using Kittle, and you can actually design a lot of the different photos, and you can add graphics, you can add stories. You're going to need to take some of the moments that you find treasured within your audience and within your niche. So if you're a photographer or if you're an artist, it might be a collection of art that you gather or that you created yourself. It might be asking other artists, hey, can I use your artwork and tell your story? If you're building a community around this niche, you should be gathering stories, testimonials, and things happening within that audience that when you're ready to start putting it on a photo book, it becomes really easy to copy and paste. Now, of course, you always got to ask permission to be able to sell it as a printed product. But it's easier than ever now to create a printed product because Gelato actually has this option as a photo book on their website. And by creating an account through this page, they offer you 50% off your first sample as long as you place your order within 3 days of making the account. Once you're in there, you'll see a dashboard that looks like this. And the beauty about Gelato is that they have the most popular integrations, which means that you can start selling on all of these platforms in addition to your e-commerce store, including the Amazon Marketplace. Now, I want to quickly show you how easy it is to expand your brand beyond just apparel. And we'll start with a photo book. Once you select Start Designing, it'll take you to an easy-to-use designer tool, which gives you previews in real time so you can make adjustments and ensure it's coming out the way you envision. And once you're happy with your designs, you can save it as a template in order to publish later. Next, we're going to quickly design an aluminum poster that describes what discipline means. And as we proceed to the mockups, you can see that it gives us option to display the product in the bedroom or office wall in order to help our customers really envision it in their space. Now you're able to download these mockups to use for your marketing campaigns. And as you proceed to the next page, you can quickly fill in a description and set your prices. With their pricing calculator, they give you the profit margins based on the selling price that you envision. Once you're happy with those margins, you can publish it to your store and you can quickly see how your customers will experience it on your website. Now, when it comes to expanding beyond just t-shirts, a key thing to consider is how can you create a product that connects to your core customer? As an example, a calendar is a great way to share photos that enhance your brand's messaging. You can quickly design it using Kittle, bringing in elements that you use on products or your marketing materials. Now, I encourage you to be creative because as you can see, this photo may not have made it on social media due to it being too sexy, but it is for those die-hard fans. Anytime a customer purchases, it gets made, printed, and shipped to them, and you don't have to hold any inventory. Now, what's really cool is that you can always order your own samples, and with those samples, you can start to market it and tell the story about why people should be buying this collection. And again, this is a very limited item, and you're potentially not gonna get millions of sales on it, but you will have another product that spreads the word of mouth of what you're doing. So by creating an item such as a photo book, you truly are taking your brand to that next level. Now, one of the key things to doing printed products, whether it be posters or photo books, is going to be about delivering quality. Now, this is really where, regardless of what supplier you use, you're really going to need to verify that they're using some of the highest quality cardstock as well as printing techniques. Again, these products are statement pieces, and whoever invests in it is going to be invested in your brand, and you don't want to let them down. And once you have this collection completed, you should really consider creating a marketing campaign to really hype this up. Now, your brand may not have the hundreds of thousands of dollars that it may need to throw events like the Hundreds does. You know, they bring in people that are PR, that are from Hypebeast and all these magazines. There's a reason why they're everywhere. You may not have those connections with that money. You should consider partnering with a business in your area that can host the event. Partner with a business that has a really good vibe that you resonate with, and just talk to the owner and say, hey, can I throw an event here on a Tuesday night? I see there's not many people. Can we host a gathering here from like 6 to 10? And we'll make sure to cover XYZ. The people are paying a ticket at the door, whatever it is, right? Make the numbers work, guys. And by doing so, you might get 50 to 100 people showing up. And if each of them are paying for something because that's their entry to that event, you could take a percentage of that sale and essentially pay for the food and everything that you're going to be hosting there. Now, small businesses love these types of collaborations because it brings a new audience to their business, so it's a win-win. And the goal here is to really have everything that you're doing on display. You want to be able to showcase it. You want people to be able to feel, touch it, wear it, buy the products from you. You can actually do the checkout right from the Shopify checkout app, and the product can be printed and shipped on demand to their door. So everything can be very low inventory, very high touch on your end, because you're giving an experience that really helps your brand stand out. And by having these types of photo books and posters at the event, people will want to place their orders, or they'll want to be talking about it, and you become a little bit more memorable than every other brand out there. Now, everything we just shared is something that is now accessible to you guys. If this was 2006, I would say good luck. There's no way of replicating what the Hundreds has been doing. But what the Hundreds has done is that they paved the way for streetwear and for clothing brands all over the world. They literally have a blueprint that you could follow. Even though it's not going to be the same exact moves, you can do it in your own way, in the 2025 and beyond way, right? We don't necessarily have magazines, we don't do all that, but we do read blogs still, we do have email newsletters, and we do have access to be publishing content on a regular basis to build that community that would want to buy your brand. Now, the goal here is for you to create a deep connection with your audience. How do you do that? Well, the strategy is going to be completely up to you, but I hope that this video helped pave the way for some ideas and concepts that you need to take a look at. I highly encourage that you guys check out the Hundreds. They got so much resources out there where he's literally sharing the game, and he's helping you think beyond just starting a graphic t-shirt design. All right, so throughout this channel, we show you guys the different tools that you need. Tools such as Gelato that allow you to start to print. Tools such as Kittle that allow you to design and actually bring quality print production ready prints. All of these things are things that you're gonna need on your journey. They're gonna be tools that you can use in your tool belt and that you can pull out and execute on. But ultimately, the success is gonna be determined by your determination and your discipline to stay on task and to have that vision that continues driving you forward. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notification bells for future video releases. And more importantly, if you're looking to build a brand and you wanna know the most common mistakes and reasons why brands fail, I highly encourage that you check out this video here where we share some game and we share why certain brands don't succeed and why some do. I'll see you in that one, and let's go.